Righto, guys. I have a bit of a chat about batteries. Let's get the camera up on a tripod and have a chat about them. I was just making a video. These are LG Chem cells. LG Chem 218 watt hour. Got these out of a Hyundai EV. I've been debating for a long time what to do with them. Been a little bit stressful building a lithium polymer battery that's this big. I've got one in service over here. One in service over here is connected via a 100 amp Delhi 24 volt BMS. G'day Trav. Can you confirm if the audio is good, please? Using a lapel mic. Phone mic doesn't work. So the LG Chem battery over there is about 5 kilowatts. The one next to it is another one, same configuration. I was trying to link them together tonight when I realized I am dealing with some pretty significant amounts of power. Talking about in the orders of like, you're connecting 5 kilowatt hour bricks together. And they're not lithium ion phosphate cells, which are obviously a lot safer. They are, in fact, lipo batteries. So batteries that you see stabbed in videos and they explode and go boom and fire because they've got a solvent-based electrolyte inside them. That's what these are. And I'm a bit nervous to build a battery out of these beasts. It's a 5 kilowatts in the tower. So on the shelf over there, I've still got them. Over here. Still got 3, there's 4, there's one next to it. There's 4 bricks on the shelf there that are still in their 10 in series configuration. But these cells everywhere in the shed. The 10 in series configuration is good. If I was building something 36 volt, it would be great. But obviously you can't use 36 volts for everything. Up on the wall over here in the jumble and mess, high bay light, sorry. Nice view of the underside of the desk. Over in the jumble over there, which has got a bunch of stuff that's disconnected, just chilling. I've got a Morningstar MPPT solar charge controller, which can do 12 to 48 volts. So obviously the higher voltage, the better. Also got a 24 to 13.8 volt DC step down over there. Same story with that. I can use that with like multi-voltage inputs. There's a PWM charge controller next to that. That's a 60 amp one, which will also do 60 amps at anything up to 48 volts. But I don't have a 48 volt inverter. So the inverter would therefore be the most expensive thing I'd have to buy to do what I want to do. The 48 volts out of the question for now. Even though I'd love to go and buy like a big Victron inverter, it's not happening anytime soon. There's a pile of individual cells that have been tested and stacked up. There's another EV car battery there. Another 4 there with the light behind them. So yeah, we've got tons of cells, but we've really got an issue with what do we use where? Yeah. Anyway, I'll have a video up later of my dilemma with wiring some of these beasts together, fusing and protections and things like that to make everything safe. Just a bit. Had a little lithium battery fire once upon a time where I was charging a 18 volt Milwaukee 9 amp battery the wrong way with a power supply, and it nearly burnt my house down. We had we had fire shooting and hitting the ceiling. I had to throw it in the bath, and then quickly learned how lithium batteries don't go out in a hurry. That was eye-opening. That was 5 years ago, but 4 years ago, something like that. But if this battery pack was to go up in flames, it would be catastrophic. So just want to do it right. May end up going the lithium iron phosphate, building some batteries in those. Just worried about safety predominantly, and yeah, we'll make some videos about that. We'll make some videos about pros and cons, of course. But I've got these batteries. I paid about $1,300 for them. Want to use them for something. If not for the crazy energy density of having the whole 60 kilowatt hours in one place, we need to use them for something. So one over there. Nope, too far. See the flashings of the shed. One over there with the Daily BMS on top of it. He's doing his job. Gets plenty of power in and out every day. Let's go over and look at it. So this is what they look like when you chop them down to kind of make a cube. Should give you some dimensions actually. I don't have a tape measure next to me. And for reference, I'm not a giant. They're not huge. They're not that heavy. Like there's 5 kilowatts of energy density there. To get 5 kilowatts that you can do 100% depth of discharge on, like you'd need so many more of those 12 volt batteries. This is 12 volts at this is 24 volts at 100 amp hours, 180 amp hours. That's 24 volts at 100 amp hours. But you can only use about half of that. So realistically, this is like 4 times more battery when you break it down in what you can discharge and what you can actually recover back out of your cells. So it's got a BMS on it. BMS does what it's meant to do. We've got access to all these cells and freight, getting things out of my island, the island I live on. Is just killer for these companies that are recycling stuff. So they'll actually let them out into the real world and be used again. There's no real danger when you're pulling these packs apart. Most of them are just modules, so they've already been unhigh voltaged. Obviously, 2 packs of 10 in series is still what, 76 odd volts, something like that. So it's going to tickle, but shouldn't be anything too nasty when you consider a lot of these things are 400 volt architecture. Yeah. So just today that had 1.7 kilowatt hours go into it, and running everything in the shed through that massive 60 amp DC there, and yeah, obviously doing it with absolute ease. There's a bunch of unrequired cables on top of cables and stuff there, of course, but having a 60 amp step down to a pair of lithiums down on the floor there certainly allows you to use the inverter that you've got. That being said, if anyone wants to buy any of this, I would be happy to sell some of it off to fund some upgrades. If you are, hit me up in the comments. We'll direct you to a WhatsApp or somewhere and we'll have a chat about it. But it's a big thing. You can't go and have stuff burning down because you didn't do it properly. And yeah, just about a bit of maturity in the way we do things. We just don't want the risk, basically. Want it to be effortless. Like, look at this. Somebody who made this e-bike battery went to the dramas of putting these beautiful heat shields on the outside of these wires. Even if the wire smokes up between the cells, it doesn't matter. It's all protected. So that's what we're going for. We're just going for quality build. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.